What's going on, everybody? Today I'm going to be installing these NRG Prisma seats in my C5 Corvette. Stick around, see how I did it. Alright, here we are, NRG Prisma Ultra in red. They come in large and medium. This is a large. There's three pads. There's this one, that one, and then the back looks like a two-piece, but it's actually a one-piece. They're velcroed on. You got the side harness holes. Submarine belt can come up through there. Of course, you have the shoulder harness holes. Gold backing. I believe the Ultras come with the gold backing. I'm gonna be using Summit Racing's 5-point harness. They come with the cam lock. There's two styles. There's cam lock and latch. Cam lock is the quick release. Latch is the three-piece. I'm going to be using these DNA motoring seat brackets. The 4 bolt holes that go to the floor fit perfect, no issue. The bracket itself to the seat is the issue. On the passenger side, they are higher in the front, and then in the back they are lower. Driver's side is going to be all low, like the back of this one. This little thing is for the seat belt buckle that you're going to take off of the driver, or not the driver, the stock seats. I'm not using that because I'm using harnesses, but these holes right here don't line up to the bracket or to the seat correct. Gonna have to kind of angle it and drill some new holes. You'll see that throughout this video. Of course, this little bracket thing right here isn't supposed to be that close because you're gonna have to run a bolt through there. I'm pretty sure these seat brackets are meant to be used with sliders. That way the bolt holes make sense and they line up correctly. But I'm not using sliders because I feel it will make the seat too tall. So if you're watching this video to get ideas, you know, and whatnot, just keep that in mind. I don't think these are meant to be used directly to the seat. That's why you have to drill holes.
All right. I don't know if you can see that it's crooked. So the front is facing towards this way. The back is going towards that way. The reason this part right here hits on here. You see the scratches. So yeah, if you put it in straight, it'll go straight in there.
So in my research while installing these seats, I did find a Reddit write-up on how to install wider seats in a C5 if you want to cut into that trim. I didn't, but I will be putting the link to that Reddit write-up in the description of the video. Everything that I'm doing in this video, I'll try to put a link to in the description, of course. But yeah, you cut into that, and it's like you can make this little custom piece and cover up the edges and all that. So this is going to be final product of what this seat is going to look like on these brackets. For me and my height, I'm 5'11". I'm not super tall, not short, but the further forward you go with this seat, the less you have to worry about that side bolt right there hitting the trim piece. I can only speak for these DNA brackets and the NRG Prisma. I can't really speak on any other seat. These are my first set of aftermarket seats in this car that I've dealt with really on any car. There's a few different sets of brackets on or for C5s. Of course, C6 is also the same bolt pattern, I believe. So you got like Spec D, Sparko, Planet. I really wanted to go with the FDF Race Shop mounts. They're low. That was the main thing for me, is I wanted the seat as low as possible. And they have the ability to adjust to that angle that I was trying to explain. So you can move the front of the seat, you know, at an angle, or the back of the seat at an angle to position it where that screw, I got a lisp, where that screw wouldn't be hitting the little piece on the side that I showed you guys earlier. I think you guys know what I'm trying to say. The FDF set, you can pay extra to get a bar across for a 5-point or a 6-point, I believe. The ultra low AMTs are an option, but they are $450 per. When putting these seats in, the main thing for me was the rear bolts. I couldn't reach them on the DNA ones because if you put the seat too far back, you're not going to be able to get to those bolts. I am not using sliders, so if I was using them, I could probably slide the seat back, but I'm going to have the seat fixed. So I'm 5'11", I weigh 170. I got the large, I barely fit in it. The medium probably fits in this car perfect. There's not a lot of room in these cars, in these Corvettes, so just take that into account when you're making your decision on what seat or size seat you are getting. Also, I realized on the passenger side that the DNA bracket is higher in the front because of that little hump right there. So I don't know if the FDF or the AMTs will fit over here. I don't know if that's just for the driver's side. So do your research on that. All right, let me get into the install. I'm gonna show you how to take out that seat, but here are the seats side by side. Stock seat, of course, has all kind of electrical stuff going on, lumbar support, all of that. But this is a containment seat here with the Ultra. I couldn't beat it. I got one for like 150 and then the other for 200.
15 millimeter socket. Boom. Get these off. They're under these things, which just slide on and off, and they have like a little tab that you just press in. So you want to snap out the top of that tab, then pull it out, because this expands this part in the bottom. So yeah, you pop this out, take this all out, put this off. So remove bolts on both sides. In the front, there's 4 total bolts. So you want to leave it plugged in, move it forward. Boom. Got these in the back. Alright, so we got these 2 plugs. Boom. Get these unplugged. Get a screwdriver, like so. Have this hold up. Get this. And push it down and pull out. If I can do it. Of course, I'm about to hit this with the vacuum. Get that all out of there. And then put the seat in. These are going to be left unplugged. I'm not going to put this on there. Just going to do the seat. And then, of course, I got to do these. So I'll probably look that up right now. Get those done while that's out in the vacuum. All right, for these, so there was a little buckle that came on the end to bolt them in, but I'm not gonna do that. It would have been quick release if I had it there. It would have been on these into a bolt going in here, but I didn't trust that. So I'm doing wrap around. Of course, logo goes forward. Took that buckle off. This goes under here, like so, like that. And then we're gonna pull that and come up under here on this little 3-prong piece, like so. Boom. Pull that all the way up to like right there. Go up under here, like so. Boom. Pull that through. That. Boom. And then come back over and do that in there like so. And then I'm gonna wrap this up, zip tie it, and put it somewhere like that. And then these are all adjustable, just pull, and like I said earlier, you can go like all the way down to the stitching. But yeah, that's pretty much it with these. Those are equal. There you go. And then when I want to adjust to get them tighter, I could just pull that and let it loose.
All right, so back to the seat. I'm gonna put the bracket on the bottom. This was how I had my lap belts mounted before, which wasn't a good idea. I made sure I mounted those to the car, and I'll show that later. So like I was saying earlier in the video, these brackets don't line up to the bracket on the seat. It seems like they're for sliders. So as far as drilling holes, I had to keep taking this thing off and on to get it right. Keep putting it in the car, taking it out of the car, and I did mess around and drill a couple extra holes. Line it up, figure out where the holes are, and went through with 3/8 size bit. Of course, I started with the little starter, a smaller one, but then went up to the 3/8. So I had to buy this hardware to mount the sub belt to the seat bracket. It's just a bolt from Home Depot with a couple of washers. The harness belts themselves only come with extra hook to switch to a quick release if you want to use that.
Yep. So we'll tighten that up, and then we'll get to the car.
I got this set of mounting hardware on Amazon for like $10. Comes with 4 long bolts, 4 short ones. I use the short ones on the back, use the long ones on the front.
This is set up under here. Like I said, this is angled. Only like hole that was in the bracket that I use is this one. Drilled one right there, right there, right there. That's just the extra one because I was messing up. Yeah, you have to be careful of how far back you go. A lot of people, I've seen a lot of modifications on these things that people have done. But yeah, the only hole I drilled through here for the belts was this one, and that's for the sub belt. But yeah, that's tightened up on there. The short ones are in the back, and then the longer ones are in the front. As far as the side, I'm on the second hole back here, down, and then the top hole on the front.
For the lap belts, I mounted the inside one to the floor. I'll show you how I did that in a second. And then the outer one, I took off the stock seat belt and used the lower hole and the stock bolt that came off the stock seat belt. I felt these were way better anchored than the side of the seat. This is connected to the car and not the seat or the bracket itself in case those do break. As far as this inside hole, I got these safety harness eye bolts from Summit Racing for like $4.99 each. They're a 1/2 inch, not too long because I don't want them to stick out too far from the floor. As far as this area back here, this is what it looks like under the carpet. This is only fiberglass and balsa wood. There is a metal bar running across under there where the seat bolts go into. But yes, the floor is made out of balsa wood compressed in between something else. But yeah, I didn't know. You can do a deep dive, you'll find out a lot. So these are the 2 bars right here. The seat bolts are just tack welded into them. As you could see in that last picture, some people modify their seat bolts, you know, to something beefier and just hammer these out. I was gonna go through the transmission tunnel since that is thicker metal right here where this person did. But all in all, I just went through the floor. A little bit easier to go through the floor right there. Just I had to make sure I went through the bar that's under there. Another option would have been this bar right here. There's a couple different versions from different manufacturers. This just bolts to the back, bolts on the seat under the seat bracket. But like I've been saying, my seat's too far back and it's fixed, so I wouldn't have been able to reach back there. But yeah, that's what it looks like in the car. That's a different version than the other one. So here it is. I didn't put the seat belt in before I put the seat in. I actually put it through the seat, then put the seat in, then connected it after. I didn't really do anything with the harness for the stock seats. It's just under there, you really can't see it. The trim is back on. The outer belt is going through it. It crinkles up just a little bit, but it slides right through that hole just like the other side did.
This is the wrench I'm gonna have to use because nothing's fitting back there. As you can see, that's pretty hard to get to.
But I got everything tight, secured the belt on that side. That's extra strap right there. That just comes right through there. It's not wrinkled, it just looked wrinkled for a bit. This side is. I might make that slit a little bit higher to unwrinkle that. But yeah, these adjust. You just pull the straps, and then I pulled in the shoulder straps. There was a few adjustments I had to make, so I didn't tighten the seat down right away. You know, I had to take it in and out, especially with that sub belt. That's the main one that you can't adjust by just pulling on it. So I had to get it to a length that I was comfortable with, especially since it's up against that area down there. But yeah, the seat's in pretty secure. Everything's tight. With this cam lock, it's really easy to get out of the car. When getting in the car, it's not like before. There's 5 buckles, or 4 buckles, my bad, that you gotta snap in. I'm in a hurry or something, this is not the car to drive, especially with having to adjust them every time. But as far as like the location and where they're supposed to be, it's supposed to be like right over your hip area. I'll post a video in the description regarding belt safety and location and everything. It has a lot of information. It's what I watched regarding the lap belts. All said and done, zip tied up the extra strap. That's it. Seats are in. They are a cheap option. Eventually I'll probably replace them with something different, but for right now I got a containment seat. They work, the harnesses work, everything's working how it's supposed to. Fire extinguisher, I put that in there just in case. Modified car, you know, if a fire pops off, I want to hop on that right away, save the car. But yeah, this isn't by the book, you know, of what is required at the track for a drift car. So eventually everything will get upgraded and changed into that. But right now I'm starting and I'm just trying to have fun in the car. This is not my daily. This is like a once a month car right here. It's too modified to drive every day where I live. But yeah, I love the car. The seats make it pop. You know, the steering wheel, everything looks dope. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I helped you guys out.